Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, wagwan to all the brethren out there watching this video. Now, wanted to talk about just like the World Boxing Super Series. As it was reported, I am late on this, so I don't want to get any stupid comments. People say, "Oh, BT, you're late. This has already happened." But I want to get my thoughts out there on this because I think it's definitely something worth talking about because, the World Boxing Super Series, one of the things that I liked about it, and you guys can go back to when they first announced the World Boxing Super Series, the tournament, the way they would go about it, when they first announced it, one of the things that I liked about it was it seemed to have a structure. It seemed to have just like, it seemed like it wouldn't be like the Super Six. It wouldn't be like the Super Six. And it was reported recently that in the final for the World Boxing Super Series for the super middleweights, the 168 pounders, that George Groves, who has had injury problems following his win over Chris Eubank Jr., will be replaced in the final by Chris Eubank Jr. Guy just beat. So to me, that's just kind of the lack of a better word. That's ass backwards. That's very ass backwards, just kind of it's an ass backwards process because if a guy lost in the semifinal, like I want you guys to think about that. In what other sport, like for example, I'm watching FIFA right now. There's a game of my homeboy's playing FIFA right now. If Barcelona lost in the semifinal of the Champions League, is Barcelona going to be in the final of the Champions League under any circumstances? The word is absolutely not. Are you going to see the let's see, second round? Who lost? The Toronto Raptors lost in the second round. Are the Toronto Raptors going to get to play in the East Finals because something happened with the Cleveland Cavaliers? No, their ass is going to sit north of the border at home, and that's just the World Boxing Super Series. While I think it's still a good thing, it's a good tournament in theory. It's a good idea in theory. I still like what they're doing in the cruiserweight division and the brackets they're going to be putting up for the second season with the bantamweights and the 140 pounders. I think that's all great. But if you want this tournament to withhold and uphold, I should say, any integrity, you cannot have Chris Eubank Jr. fight in the final. And that's what's been reported right now. So I don't know, man. It's not quite the Super Six yet in terms of how disorganized it is, but they're showing some Super Six tendencies. Super Six tendencies, because we all remember when Andre Ward was in the tournament and these dudes kept getting injured left and right, and they were replacing him with a guy. It really wasn't a tournament anymore. It just became a long, drawn out, just I guess stage for fights. So we want the integrity of the tournament to be upheld. I know that in this tournament, there's sanctioning bodies involved, so that's what makes it complex. That's what makes it tough sometimes. But come on, there's hundreds of fighters out there, many at the top level of boxing. I am sure that Cael Sonderland, Richard Schaefer, and all parties involved, if they really wanted to, they could find a good, solid, worthy super middleweight boxer to fight in the final that didn't just lose in the semifinals. So, go look for likes of Caleb Plant or David Benavidez or just someone like that. I know Caleb Plant has a fight Rocky Fielding, so I get that now. But I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of super middleweights, and I just don't like the kind of tone this sets because there was so much to be positive about. I couldn't nitpick too much about the World Boxing Super Series, but now with them set to replace George Groves, a man who just beat Chris Eubank Jr. in the final with Chris Eubank Jr. It's, for lack of a better word, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful, and honestly, the tournament lost any credibility it built up. It lost a lot of credibility with that. So, I'm still gonna enjoy the good fights they put on, but I just expect more foolishness in the future because this is ridiculous. So, let me know what you guys in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every video. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.